This is very serious. God is exposing your sister. Your sister is. Watch quickly. Archangel Michael says the hour is heavy, the air is thick, and the truth you avoided is standing at your door. The veil is thin tonight, and a thread you thought harmless has pulled half your life loose. You are being shown what was hidden so you can walk out of the trap with your name unbroken. The message arrives like thunder that never asked for permission to cross the sky. Your spirit already knows something is off because peace has been leaving the house too fast. The one who loves you is not trying to scare you but to shield you with understanding. The story begins with small exchanges, eyes that refuse to meet and smiles that never reach the heart. A cup placed a little too hard on a table tells more than 1,000 words spoken softly. The room remembers what people pretend to forget. A promise you made in innocence became a door someone tried to use against you. A detail you shared as family became currency in a conversation you were never meant to hear. The wrong ears held your right secrets until the wrong moment arrived. Grace does not expose to humiliate. Grace exposes to free the one who is being cornered by lies and half-truths. The light that enters now is strong enough to crack a plan that grew in quiet rooms. Look at the pattern and not just the moment. When good news reached you, someone's face emptied before their words formed congratulations. When you faced delay, someone's steps grew lighter as if a private burden lifted. Words were carried from your house to another house where your name was weighed without you. Opinions were planted like seeds in soil that loves gossip more than gardens. The harvest was always going to be bitter because poison cannot sweeten the water it touched. Your sister stands at the center of a circle she never built alone. She holds guilt in one hand and a story in the other and tells herself it is protection. But protection built on control becomes a cage that eventually imprisons the builder. She said she was helping you stand when she was quietly moving the furniture under your feet. She said she was calming the storm while she whispered to the wind. She told herself the ends justified the means because fear is loud in a heart that feels small. You are not asked to hate. You are asked to see. Sight is the first key that turns in the lock of your freedom. Notice the timing of calls that arrive right after you make a private decision. Notice the sudden opinions strangers have about details they could not know. Notice the way your energy drains after certain conversations as if invisible hands are pulling threads from your soul. The house has been learning your rhythms and someone has been using them like a map. The doorway you thought safe has been watched from the shadow of familiarity. The quiet corner of your room holds the echo of promises that meant one thing to you and another to someone else. Truth does not shake because someone refuses to look at it. Truth stands like a mountain, waiting for the fog to move. The fog is moving now. When you pause and breathe, the timeline becomes simple. Before the tension, there was harmony and gratitude. After the tension, there were urgent requests, last-minute changes, and advice that made you doubt what you already knew. Doubt is the currency of control. The one who wants power over you hands you doubt in a silver dish. You are not required to eat what starves you. There were messages written with concern that smelled like smoke from a fire lit in another room. There were favors offered with strings woven into the kindness. There were warnings framed as love that kept you from doors meant to open. Every plan that used your loyalty against you now faces the weight of consequence. Every false story that needed your silence now has to speak against a wind that does not bend. Every secret meeting that relied on darkness is standing in a hallway full of mourning. You are not alone in this reveal. The same hand that protected you in the confusion is guiding you in the clarity. Your strength is returning like a tide that takes back the shore. Here is how you keep your peace while the truth unfolds. Guard your hours by choosing who enters your time with the same care you choose who enters your home. Move gently but move with resolve, because softness and strength can live in the same decision. Collect your spirit before you collect your words. Speak only when your center is steady, because steady words pierce where angry words scatter. Let silence be your shield until it is time to name what must be named. Keep your records in one place and your boundaries in plain sight. Write down the moments that do not sit right so your mind does not gaslight your heart later. Save what proves the path without throwing stones at every shadow. Do not argue with those who are committed to misunderstanding you. Your life is not a debate stage and your healing is not a performance. Those who are meant to understand will recognize truth even when it costs them something. Your sister stands at a crossroad of heart and habit. Her habit is to protect herself even if it means placing you under a cloud. Her heart wants to return home, but pride is a loud voice when it thinks it will lose. Pride will tell her that exposure is punishment. Pride will tell her that you are the enemy now that you can see her hands. Pride will forget that love was the reason any of you began. Love is not blind, love sees and still chooses wisdom. Love sets boundaries so people can meet truth without losing themselves. Love forgives with open eyes and keeps the locks changed where necessary. The next days will test how much you have learned about your own worth. You cannot rescue someone who is using the river to drown you. You can only throw the rope and stand on the shore of your sanity. You will be tempted to explain every detail so the room finally believes you. The room is not your judge and time is a better witness than noise. Consistency is the language truth speaks until even the stubborn must listen. An unexpected ally will appear when you choose calm over chaos. Someone who saw pieces will now feel safe to share what they kept quiet. Courage travels in pairs when the wind changes. Protect your space with practical care. Change what needs changing and remove what carries old energy that never loved you. Your room will breathe again and your sleep will not startle itself awake. Eat in peace and bless your food with gratitude that feeds your cells. Walk outside and let your feet remember the ground that holds you. Slowness is not laziness when your soul is recalibrating. Your sister is not a monster, she is a mirror of pain she never processed. She reached for control because control felt safer than confession. She needs healing that you cannot force and a humility that no one can buy. You are not required to be the lesson. You are allowed to step back while the fire that was lit burns out without taking you with it. You are allowed to heal forward without narrating every mile to a crowd. There will be apologies that try to manage optics more than repair trust. There will be gifts that feel like bribes wrapped in ribbon. There will be stories retold with new angles hoping to bend a straight line. Hold to what you know without hardening your heart. A soft heart with strong boundaries is a fortress no storm can mock. Mercy can live in the same house as memory when wisdom holds the keys. This exposure is not the end of love. It is the end of the illusion that was choking love. It is the beginning of family that tells the truth even when it trembles. To walk this road, practice 3 anchors each day. Anchor your mind with 5 quiet minutes before you touch your phone. Anchor your body by unclenching your jaw and dropping your shoulders every time you feel the old fear return. Anchor your decisions by asking whether the next step protects your peace without punishing anyone. You are not here to teach a lesson through pain, you are here to move in alignment. Alignment is what makes heaven recognizable on ordinary days. Doors will open that were jammed by distraction. A project will breathe again now that your attention is yours. Finances will stop leaking from holes that deceit drilled quietly. Friendships will feel lighter because you will no longer be rehearsing a defense while you smile. The mirror will meet a face that is not bracing for impact. Your laughter will feel round and whole, not thin and wary. When it is time to speak with your sister, go with clarity and leave with dignity. State what happened, how it affected you, and what will be different now. Do not litigate the past beyond what serves a better future. Set new boundaries like you set new passwords after a breach. Access is not the same as love and love is not the same as access. Proximity will not be mistaken for trust again. If she chooses humility, restoration can grow in the soil of accountability. If she chooses denial, distance will be the kindness that protects both hearts. Either road, you will stay aligned with health. Do not curse what was revealed. Thank the light for arriving before the damage became permanent. Thank your own spirit for listening this time. In the coming nights, sleep will feel deeper because your body will understand it is safe to rest. Dream will become instruction rather than warning. Morning will taste like clean water. Keep a small journal by your bed for a season. Write 3 lines before you sleep about what returned to you today. Write 3 lines on waking about how you will guard what returned. Choose compassion without self-betrayal. Choose boundaries without bitterness. Choose a future that does not ask your nervous system to pay rent it cannot afford. You will notice a shift in how you carry your name. It will sit comfortably on your chest as if sewn there by hands that know your measurements. The fear of being misunderstood will not lead you anymore. Sometimes exposure is the medicine the soul orders when all else fails. It hurts on the way down and heals on the way out. You are already heading out. The doors of your house will learn a new sound when they close, and it will be the sound of safety. Your steps will not be followed by the echo of second-guessing. Your calendar will be filled with what nourishes instead of what keeps appearances. This is not a war you needed to win with noise. This is a garden you needed to protect with a fence. The fence is up and the flowers can finally bloom without watching their shadow. You will be guided to return what is not yours to carry. You will be guided to keep what always was. You will be guided to forgive without forgetting your lessons. When the family gathers again, you will bring presence, not performance. You will bring honesty served with warmth and firmness. You will leave early if peace does not live there yet. Let the house learn your new rules. Let the phone learn your new hours. Let your heart learn its new pace. A tender chapter is ahead where laughter returns without apology. Work will feel like craft again and not like escape. Home will sound like music that does not need to be turned down. If your sister seeks the same future, there will be room at the table of repair. The conditions will be truth, responsibility, and time. The fruit will be trust that grows back slowly but grows back strong. If she does not, you will still rise without resentment. You will carry love like a lantern and not like a chain. You will bless from a distance and build from up close. Your days are being rethreaded with gold where the tear once showed. Your voice is learning to speak from the center instead of the wound. Your choices are learning to smell like freedom. What was meant for harm is turning into a doorway for wisdom. The hand that steadies you does not grow tired. The path that opens is wide enough for joy to run. Stand still for a breath and feel the pressure lifting off your chest. Stand still for another and notice how the room feels cleaner with nothing moved. Stand still for one more and know the truth has chosen you for life. From here, your life will bend toward better because you will not ignore what you now see. From here, your circle will shrink and your peace will expand. From here, your name will no longer be a topic, it will be a testimony. You are kept. You are guided. You are free. Continuing. The room you stand in is new even if the paint is old. The air carries a quiet that feels honest, and honesty is the first furniture returning to your life. You can hear your thoughts without someone else's echo trying to finish your sentences. Your steps are smaller now, but every small step is true. True steps reach farther than reckless leaps that land in storms. The ground beneath you recognizes your weight again and receives you without complaint. Archangel Michael says the light that exposed this will also map the path out. The map is written in choices and not in chances. Choice by choice, you reclaim what was signed away by pressure and confusion. Begin by securing the edges of your day. The edges are where thieves try to slip in when the center is guarded. Guard your morning, guard your meals, guard your sleep as if each were a door. Choose a single place for all important papers. Keep copies in a safe and a second copy where only you and one trusted person know. Gaps invite stories, and order exhausts lies. When a call drains you every time, give it fewer minutes. When a visit returns you to old habits, shorten it and breathe afterward. Boundaries are kindness to your future and not punishment to your past. Letters sent in panic are weapons against peace. Replace panic with a page in your journal and let tomorrow review it. If it still matters tomorrow, it will be said calmer and cleaner. You will notice how clarity makes you uninteresting to drama. Drama does not know what to do with people who answer with facts and quiet. Quiet is windbreak against wildfire. Your sister will circle the story and search for a softer center. She will say the intent was good though the impact was heavy. Impact builds the house and intent only paints it. If she asks for truth, give it without sharpness. If she asks for permission to repeat harm, close the door with grace. Grace can be firm without raising its voice. This season asks you to honor small warnings you used to ignore. Your body's flinch at certain names was not accidental. The mind catches up to what the body knows when you let it. Eat slow meals that remind your nervous system of safety. Drink water as if you were washing the inside of your days. Walk at sunset so endings feel gentle and beginnings feel close. You are learning the difference between reconciliation and reunion. Reconciliation is two hearts choosing truth, and reunion is two bodies sharing space. Space without truth repeats the storm in a different room. In private, write the story you lived using the simplest words. Simplicity refuses theatrics and keeps the facts standing. When you tell yourself the truth, no one else can rent your mind with a lie. There will be moments when memory stings. Let it sting without building a shrine to pain. Then thank the scar for warning you of hot stoves and keep cooking. Someone in your circle will say you are overreacting because they benefited from your silence. Someone else will say you are brave because they remember their own rescue. You are neither storm nor statue, you are a person choosing daylight. Archangel Michael says what leaves your life without apology was never rooted. What stays through accountability is soil you can plant in. The fruit will prove the difference and the fruit will not hurry. Keep 3 sentences ready for hard conversations. First, what happened? Second, how it affected you. Third, what you need next. Do not write paragraphs to people who only skim your pain. 3 sentences are mercy for your heart and clarity for theirs. Those who care will ask for more, and those who do not will wander away. Your sister may offer gifts to skip the bridge of responsibility. Gifts are lovely, but bridges are how you reach tomorrow. Walk the bridge or wish her well from the shore. If you must share family space, choose your chair near the exit. Kindness sits close to wisdom, and wisdom sits close to the door. This is not fear, this is respect for your own time. Your days will lighten when phone calls shrink to match their true importance. You will finally have hours that do not belong to crisis management. Freedom often looks like a calendar with breathing room. Buy a box and label it "Return to Sender." Put inside it the obligations that were never yours. Put inside it the expectations that were glued to your name without consent. On a quiet morning, read your own name aloud until it feels familiar again. Let it sound like a key and not like a sentence. Names are meant to open doors, not lock cages. The past will try to bargain for another performance. Politely decline the role and keep the script of truth in your pocket. You do not owe an encore to a show that endangered you. There is a chance your sister will choose repair, and repair requires nails called honesty. It requires wood called humility. It requires time called seasons, not minutes. If she chooses repair, create a boundary agreement together. Write what is okay, what is not, and what happens when lines blur. Let the paper carry the weight so hearts can carry warmth. If she chooses denial, your path is still straight. Straight does not mean rigid, it means reliable. Reliability is what the future needs from you more than anything. Your voice will deepen as you stop talking to be believed and start talking to be clear. Clarity respects both the listener and the speaker. Clarity is confidence without costume. Sleep will change its temperature around you. It will no longer sweat through sheets of anxiety. It will cool your thoughts like evening rain after a hot day. When you meet people who are as honest with themselves as you are learning to be, keep them near. Near does not mean constant, it means trusted. Trusted means your soul can set down its bag and rest. You will handle money differently now that panic is not in charge. Panic buys and loses, peace budgets and builds. Building is quieter than buying, but it lasts longer. Your home will ask for little repairs you kept postponing. Fix them and watch how your spirit takes the hint. External order teaches internal order by example. In your drawer, keep a letter addressed to yourself for the day you feel tempted to go back. Begin it with, "We do not return to rooms that set us on fire." End it with, "We carry water forward." Print a small list titled, "I believe." Fill it with 10 lines that are true even when your feelings argue. Truth with a list is stronger than memory with a mood. Practice walking away at the first sign of manipulation. The first sign is often a story that rearranges time to make you guilty. Time does not need rearranging to tell the truth. Archangel Michael says your gentleness will be tested as strength, not as weakness. Let them test it and see that gentleness is anchored. Anchored gentleness is immovable in storms and generous in sunshine. A day will come when your sister asks how you reached peace without her audience. You will say you stopped narrating your healing to people who were not participating in it. You will say you listened to God in the quiet and the quiet answered back. Your work will receive the attention that drama used to steal. What your hands build will carry your real signature. Your results will speak more than your explanations ever did. Watch how your laugh returns with a roundness that surprises you. It will not be defensive or forced. It will be the sound of your shoulders remembering they are not armor. You will dream a dream where a door closes softly and a window swings open in the same moment. The room won't change, but the air will. That is how freedom often looks from the inside. Prepare a small ritual for letting go that harms no one and heals you. Light a candle, speak the truth aloud, then blow it out to end the contract you never signed. Replace it with a new light and a new sentence, I move in honor. When family asks for a summary, give them one line, I will not participate in my own harm. That line fits in any conversation. It is both boundary and blessing. Love the parts of yourself that stayed even when others left. They deserve celebration and not suspicion. They carried you without applause. Feed yourself on words that do not require performance. Performance was the leash, presence is the home. Home is the place where your yes means yes and your no means no. You will meet the version of yourself who never needed to be rescued. They have been waiting with patience and a folded blanket. Sit beside them and learn their pace. In your mirror, affirm what is obvious now. You are not the story someone told about you to make their lines look heroic. You are the author, and authors do not audition for characters in other people's myths. Your sister's choice is hers and your healing is yours. Both can exist without war. War only returns if you invite it to dinner. If reconciliation becomes real, it will not ask you to ignore the map that kept you safe. It will ask both of you to bring your maps and draw a better one. Better maps protect the route and honor the travelers. The way you answer the door will change because fear will not stand behind you anymore. You will answer as a resident, not a refugee. Residents know where the light switches are. You are learning how to rest without explaining why you are resting. Rest will become part of your discipline and not your emergency. Emergencies will become rare because preparation is peace. Take photos of simple mornings as proof that quiet wins. Let the sunlight on your table be a witness. Someday you will show those photos to the part of you that forgets. The future will not ask you to perform the past. The future will ask you to stay awake to new good. Stay awake with joy, not with fear. If regret whispers, answer it with gratitude that you learned now and not 10 years later. Gratitude ages well and keeps the heart from rust. Rust only forms on metal that stays wet with sorrow. You will discover that your gifts flourish in rooms where you are not defending your right to exist. Those rooms are already opening. Walk in as you are and bring nothing but your whole breath. Choose mentors who speak to your growth and not to your guilt. Guilt is a poor teacher with a loud voice. Growth is a patient teacher with steady hands. Every time you honor a boundary, a piece of your life returns to its rightful place. Pieces become patterns and patterns become peace. Peace becomes your new weather. Archangel Michael says the storm is spent and its clouds are dissolving. Raindrops do not apologize for falling, and you do not need to apologize for healing. Healing is the weather the garden asked for. You will see the ripple of your choices in the eyes of people who love you. Relief will sit there like a sunrise. They will adjust to the new light and love you better for it. As days roll, your story will not require edits to be believable. It will stand on facts and fruit. Fruit is proof even when words fail.